So you were just telling me your thoughts on the program. Maybe you could repeat your thoughts on the program for everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, the program is can only be effective, can work perfectly if there is a belief in the idea of a separate self, an individual who was born one day, who will eventually die. If there is a belief invested in that, then the program will seem to work. If you are told that you are a person, you will die one day, then the control will seem to be effective because of the belief that you were born and you will die. You know. Then even what even that itself, it is used in this program to install fear. You know. It is a form of a control that is being implemented in this program to control that uh, idea, to control a person. If there is a belief that if this believes to be a person, then it may seem to be controlled in a way, being told what to do and what not to do, to follow instructions and obey. That's when there is a recognition that uh, there's only what is, there's only this, there's only God, God appearing as what seems to be an individual. Then the program itself, it doesn't work. Everything is seen as just a play, you know. Even death itself, it's seen as just an appearance. When it is recognized that there is not there's no individual who's actually alive, who was born, then there will be no fear of death because there's already no individual who's living life. There's just life. Life is not being lived by someone. Life is just how it expresses itself as what appears to be different forms, different people, what appears to be an individual. Um, trees, animals, you know, planets, dimensions. So everything is just a story. There is already no separate self. There is already no person. There is already no individual who's living life. It's just a story. There is already nobody to be controlled by the program. There is already no real program in a way. It's just how this unknowable, this vastness, spaciousness appears to be a program. It also appears to be somebody who's being controlled by the program. So it is a play at the end of the day. It is a play. It's not something that needs to be taken seriously because there is already no person to be controlled. What appears to be you who's being controlled, who's living life, is just a thought construct. It's just an appearance. There's no real you who can be controlled by a program. So there is no separation. But when there is a belief in separation, then it may seem to be there may seem to be problems in the world. There may seem to be a world and people who are separate in the world. And there may seem to be a form of control, an individual who's being controlled by the program. And obedience may seem to take place or not. If there is disobedience, there may seem to be a punishment because there is a strong belief invested in what appears to be a separate self, which is already not there. It's never really there. It's just a dream. This is just a dream, but there is no dreamer already. When a recognition happens, there is no one to wake up in the dream. It's just a recognition that this was just a dream and there was no dream. This was just everything as passing as this, as that, if I should say. A little person that seemed to be the center of the universe was already not there as real, as separate. They were just thoughts arising, saying, I'm this person, I was born one day, I have a beautiful family, I have a beautiful job, I have to take care of my family, making sure that my kids get what they want. But that was just a thought. That was just part of the program. It was just how the program appears to be like that, to be a person who's living life, who's being controlled. But there's no real person who's living life, who's being controlled. It's just a thought. It's just an imagination. When it is when the looking happens, it is always seen that all these are just thoughts arising from this vastness, arising from that which can't be known already. Thoughts of being somebody who knows what's going on in the world. Thoughts of being somebody who fears death, who thinks that he was born or she was born, but that's just a thought. Thought that seems to be a muscular thought that possesses other thoughts, but itself it doesn't really recognize that it is still just like other thoughts that thinks it's thinking, but you know. So it is a play. At the end of the day, it is just a play. Nobody's playing. It's just an appearance in this wholeness, in this consciousness, in this whatever you can call it. It doesn't even matter. God appearing as different individuals, appearing as mountains, valleys, animals, trees, playing the game of forgetting and remembering itself, appearing to lose itself in the apparent uh, things, in the apparent forms, yet remembering itself that it has never been any different forms. It has always been itself, also appearing as forms, appearing as thoughts and sensations. The story of the journey of somebody who wants to see this, wants to know wholeness, may seem to play out until it's exhausted itself in a way, until it drops. A desire as well to seek for wholeness, for the totality may seem to go on until the desire drops, is never there. The desire may seem to dissipate when there is a recognition that there was already no one here who was doing anything. There is already no one who's separate from everything. There is already no one who's in the story of trying to find uh, enlightenment. Somebody trying to find enlightenment, being on the journey, it was just a story. Also appearing in this uh, totality, vastness, as vastness, not as something separate or different from vastness or from the totality. It was just the totality also appearing as that. So there is no separation.